Hi folks, it's Keith, Victor Echo 3 Sierra Victor Quebec, here today with a quick look at the MFJ 1984 MP. Now it's an antenna I've been using, I guess, since the summer. I have one in the house and I have at the house, and I have another one available to take out to parks, for doing the parks on the air. So I just thought I'd take a look at it because you hear all sorts of stuff about these end-fed antennas and good points, bad points. Some people love them, some hate them. But they're a nice, inexpensive alternative if you're just getting into ham radio. And, if you want to do POTA or SOTA or any of those, they're very, very handy. They're certainly something you can carry in a backpack. So the one that I'm looking at here is the MFJ 1984 MP. Now, that one's 66 foot long, and it looks, there's one end of it. There's your wire. As you can see, it's not overly thick. It's nice and thin. They also produce a 1982 series, and these are for 80 meters. And it goes out 132 feet. So, depending on where you want, I rarely ever use 80. I have another antenna which can do 80. It's not a particular band that I use. Now, no tuner needed on most bands. They're pretty accurate. In my case, I have an ICOM 7300. It does have a tuner built in, and I tend to use my own tuner. I have an automatic antenna tuner I've used for many years, which is one of the LTG ones, the Pro 2. It should be AT200 Pro 2 to be more correct. This will give you an idea as to the size of it. It's about 5 3/4 inches long by roughly 3 inches wide, and give you an idea. There's my hand next to it. So it's small, fairly compact. There's your wire. It's coated wire, very flexible. Now this is the bottom of it. You can see you've got your coax connector. You have a ground screw there. You also have the air vents here, and these are important, and they do tell you in the instructions, make sure you keep everything with the vents facing down. Keeps water out and allows any heat buildup to go, so it's always got to be installed like that. Now this is what attaches on the other end. This is your high point. Plenty of room to put a hook or something through here. And while you might consider it funny, I just use a dollar store bungee cord. Essentially like that. And that's exactly actually what I have on my antenna at home. It allows a little give. And this is something to keep in mind too. Don't pull these antennas too tight. You have to have a little bit of a sag. There's got to be a little bit of a give. If it's up in a tree and the tree branches are moving, or it's on them like I have the telescoping pole, the same thing, you've got to allow for some flexibility. Does this work? Well, I think so. So far I've been quite pleased with mine. I've used it generally at 100 watts out of my house. I've gotten out quite far, and you'll see some of the stats in a few minutes. I've used it for QRP out of the house as well. In the field, I've used it, again, 100 watts for POTA. I've also used it for 5 watts for POTA. So, it gives you that little bit of flexibility, which is rather nice. Now, what do these things go for? Well, if you're buying the MP version in the States, it's about 90 bucks, about $130 at Radio World up here in Canada. We had horrendous weather at one point this winter up here. And you can see the mast out there in the field, and, well, the video will give you an idea. So here we are, day 4 of the storm. You can see that MFJ antenna really blowing in the wind. We're somewhere up around 60, 70 kilometers right now. It's been doing this for most of the night. So that antenna now has gone through snow, heavy snow, then wet snow, then ice pellets and freezing rain, and now high winds, and so far still standing proud, still usable. Again, does it work? Here's some stats. Keith, Victor Echo 3, Sierra Victor, Quebec, wishing you a great day.